Good morning, my YouTube friends and my garden friends and all of my friends. I'm back to planting. It's a gorgeous overcast day. It's perfect. We had a heavy rainstorm last night, and I think we're going to be getting a little more rain very shortly. So I'm going to do this quick as your Uncle Bob, as the Brits and Australians say. And so, but I wanted to show you this. So what I do is I take my pots. I like clay pots. I like to plant in clay pots if I'm not going to plant in the ground. I don't like plastic so much. But anyway, I take a clay pot, and then I take 2 coffee filters. I happen to have white. I don't care if they're white or if they're brown, but I take 2 coffee filters and I put that in the bottom of it, and that acts like a membrane, kind of like a diaphragm, if you will, and so that the dirt doesn't just rinse out the hole, but it allows it to be breathable, and it does, go in and out. Air can come up. I also put these on little caps. I save my little milk caps, and if I have them even in a saucer, I will use 3 little caps, and that keeps it up, that ½ inch, quarter of an inch, so that they're not sitting on itself. So then I've got the pot, I've got the coffee filter. I've used, I like Miracle-Gro potting soil. You can use whatever kind of potting soil you like. Just make sure it's not garden soil. Potting soil has a little bit of perlite in it or vermiculite. You can buy the kind that has fertilizer already in it if you like. Miracle-Gro has a little bit of something in it, so it works for me. And I use worm castings whenever I'm conditioning it, fertilizing it, and rainwater, which I think I'm about to get soon. So anyway, and I like to fill them up almost to the top, because I will go ahead and I'll water it once, and then I put my seeds in there, and I just, kind of like pat the seeds down, and then I will real lightly water again, very lightly, and then I will add my top dressing to it to cover the seeds, and then I will water them one more time. And what I like to cover them with, if I don't have seed starting mix and I'm not doing it that way, then I have vermiculite that I go ahead and add a little bit of the soil back into it, and I just kind of like work that with my fingers. And if there's any big chunks, then I kind of break those up or whatever. But this really works like a nice little cover. And then I'll just take a little handful, and I will just, sprinkle it over. Sometimes they call for a quarter of an inch. And, I think as long as you cover it and you keep it protected, you're not going to really have a problem with the seeds being exposed, unless of course you're really in an open area. You're doing this in the wind, and you want to keep this moist. Not only will you do it now, not only will you water now, but you want to come back and add some more liquid to it. If you're in a really dry climate, then if you're in a really dry climate, then you're going to want to make sure that you spray these down. You might come back out tonight and do it. You could cover it. Remember, to germinate, it doesn't need light. It just needs the moisture and warmth. So those are the big components. And now I will go over and just real lightly water this again. But I wanted to show you what I'm planting. I'm trying to start a food forest and grow more food for us to eat than flowers for us to look at. But I like to grow flowers as well. And you guys have seen that this is balsam back there. And it's got multicolored Chinese spinach underneath that. Marigolds are behind it. The balsam has taken over on the height, but all three are edible. The marigold seeds, the balsam, the leaves and the blooms are edible, and of course spinach, is edible. But anyway, these are goji berries. It's supposed to come up almost um, as you can see, the berries come up on a stem, and you're supposed to be able to almost train this into a small tree, especially if you're in a climate like mine. I'm in Zone 9B. I'm in Windermere, Florida, Central Florida, and let me just take my little cheat sheet here and see, what does it say? It says frost hardy, yes, and it says it really likes full sunlight and 36 inches apart. And so we will hope that all that, let me tuck this, I'm doing this with one hand, I'm so sorry. There, so we've got that one. Now the Tamarillo, again, comes out like a little, comes up, and it looks almost like a bush, but I think you can train that also into kind of a tree-like thing, plant, and train it into that. And no, it's not frost hardy. So we're going to want to make sure that that stays here with me, and I think Zone 9B should be just fine. And also, this is supposed to have a very sweet flavor to these little fruits. This is a dwarf, so the plant itself will stay smaller, and also the fruit is supposed to be smaller. And they said that the fruit has a taste like a pineapple, so that should be interesting. I'm starting everything out in pots. Let me just say this now. I'm starting everything out in pots just so I have more of a controlled situation. Once these two grow, and if they really take off, I intend to plant these in the backyard, in the landscape. So that's those two. The other one I really wanted to try because I thought I just love the color of the giant Japanese red mustard greens that I've been growing, and you guys have seen that. And of course the spinach. I'm into colors. Retired florist and artist, so I'm into colors. And I thought this purple lady was just so cool. If you turn this upside down, it looks like she's dancing, like a flared skirt. So anyway, and the bok choy is supposed to be really high in antioxidants, and they said anti-aging. So as I said on my Facebook page, I said, geez, I'm going to eat a boatload of this. So I'm not old. Anyway, hoping that works. And the last one is one that they sent to me as a free seed, and that was the kale. Now, I've not really eaten kale other than the baby kale when you see it in the grocery store in little bags, and it was all right. So we'll give it a shot, and it's going to get a little pot of its own, and we'll see how that works. And again, supposed to be very high in antioxidants. Said, what was it, 3 times the amount of vitamin A as normal spinach or something. And so I'm all about the vitamins and the antioxidants. I have Crohn's disease, and so I'm really careful in my diet and in how I take care of myself. So that's all I wanted to show you today. If you have any questions on planting, if you're a new gardener, this is so simple to do. You can keep your pots on, if you have a porch, or keep them, if you have, like front steps like I do. I put my pots down the front there, and I have all my vegetables growing. And as you can see, I've grown things that are edible right out here. And so, make it easy on yourself. Make it someplace that you're going to want to get your dinner started, and then come running out and grab a few stems of kale or your bok choy and throw it in with your entree. So anyway, garden what you've got. I hope you like this video. If you do, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hit the bell so that you always get a notification that I have something new up. And I hope to see you soon. So garden what you've got. Take care. Bye bye.